Well, you might have heard before of many exotic and well cherished tapestries, such as the Bayo tapestry and so on. But have you ever heard of another tapestry that's become known as a Sappho tapestry? This is the top panel on it and the lower panel on it. And I hate to tell you that this expensive wall hanging tapestry was somehow cut up and made into a pair of pants. And somebody found that, unseamed the pants, and now we have this partial depiction of what was shown one time. It's odd. Here you can see a centaur, something we directly attach to Greeks and so on of the time, but if you look into that, it actually comes from Proto-Indo-Europeans and their beliefs. And of course, if you take the word horseman and take it literally, you end up with a horseman. And you get something that looks like this. Now, where this was found is not where you would be thinking of, probably, because it was found in Sappho, in the Tarim basin, in an area deep in China at this point. And again, they had been made into a pair of pants for this person. And it's an exotic tapestry, well made, like a lot of others have been shown to be made at the time. And apparently it's correlated with these people of the Tarim basin. But on the tapestry here, it shows things that look somewhat Greek. But then they say that there might also be a Chinese connection because there looks like to be a Chinese warrior or something due to the dress that's shown that he's wearing here. But to my recollection, this guy almost looks like Sylvester Stallone. And I don't know if you could tell it in here, he's got blue eyes. I might rewind this back in a minute and let him tell you this straight out to you. But this type of spear, the actual equestrian connection and so on, shows you that this actually isn't somebody from China or oriental at all. In fact, it's really just his clothing and not his body style that gets anybody to be slightly questioning it somewhat. And they have questioned whether this is not an early Chinese warrior too that's shown on this depiction, because of course it's in China. You know, it's one of those kind of things, like it's in Africa, so it must be a sub-Saharan somehow that people talk about. But lo and behold, this guy's got a Caucasian phenotype, blue eyes, a diadem on him, there's centaurs above him, poppy fields and so on. What's going on here? This thing was intricately made, and it looks like somewhere between the age of 400 BC and 300 AD, or I'm sorry, I might be backwards on that, 300 BC and 400 AD. And they're saying it must be that guy, somehow a Chinese warrior, but what fails in it all is even his outfit is not correct for that time, as you appear here and see easily. And then you look at his phenotype and you wonder what's going on here. But intricate tapestries have been known all over the Middle East and through in times. And then of course we have Persian rugs and so on. And you look at this guy again and he doesn't seem to fit in onto it. And again, the anomaly here is he's got woven in blue eyes. It shows it, definitely. Wearing a diadem, different type of sword and so on, but he's wearing something that you would think of as oriental type of dress. Well, we've seen a lot of this in the people and the Proto-Indo-Europeans that led off into China at the time, and then wearing the same thing, and the Tarim basin mummies and all the pyramids that are not far by and so on connected onto it that people really don't usually know much about. But this is on a video showing 12 amazing archaeological anomalies, blah, blah, blah. What's this stuff kind of video. And in that, this is like number 8. Hey, here's a tapestry, da, da, da. Only thing is, this guy's got blue eyes, kind of looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger, isn't Chinese at all, and so on. So what's up with that? It was found quite recently, too. It was only found in like 1984 in a dig that they did in that area. And lo and behold, they find this tapestry that's here. So quite strange, because that's not him. So they look at it and they date it again, and it's either somewhere between 400 BC and 300 AD. So that doesn't look like it correlates quite with what we would think too in some ways. But as I've shown you before a bunch of times, there's a lot more to this than meets the eye. There's a lot more to the ancient Silk Road. And in fact, that was going long before the idea of silk even came about. Got a couple of other videos about it. Enjoy looking through mine and finding them so you can talk about it too. But just thought I'd throw a little one in here that shows something a little bit special and different, and something that people don't know. In fact, let me rewind it back here. Let's see if I can get him actually to say this on the way out the door himself.
And ancient Chinese elements, making it a very challenging artifact to comprehend. The identification of the figure as Chinese is controversial, as he has blue eyes and Caucasoid features. It's only his dress style that appears to be non-European. Suggested dates for the tapestry range from the 3rd century BCE to the 4th century CE.
Hopefully y'all can hear that. It's basically what I've kind of said in it himself, and he said Caucasoid, but he really means Caucasian type. And so here we have an intricate fabric tapestry, which just a year and a half ago or so I showed you this one actually in an exhibit that I showed you 3 or 4, but in that one we pinpointed another one which is actually showing you these same people in the same age and hooked up to ancient Persia and so on too, and the Medes and things along that line, and made connections in there too. Let me know what you think down below. We'll go on to some more. Hey, did you ever know about this artifact? Well, now you do. Peace.